carousel, where you want to keep the car rolling as fast as you can and not lose any speed at all, because you're coming into another very fast section of the course, heading down off of the gravel pit into the kink and toward Canada Corner.
That carousel was a graphic description of just how much better Michael's car handles over Cheever. Look at Danny Sullivan, though, trying to get through this traffic. Sullivan catches him.
Car well off the course and over the mound. We don't have an identity yet. Fire back, it looks like an engine turbocharger fire, though, as we can see just the tip of the helmet, and that's A.J. Foyt. And A.J., there are the course marshals there in the car but moving. We'll keep track of this, and you can get an idea how isolated that might be. And here comes Michael Andretti through the chicane, lap 26 into the pits. Lynn St. James is there.
Michael makes his second pit stop, second of a scheduled 3. It's a little bit earlier than most of the other teams, but they said it's within the window that most teams are going to have to make 3 stops anyway, so they're going to get it in early. They're making sure they get all that valuable fuel in, and Michael's out of the pits. A wonderful pit stop.
Oh, what a pit stop. 12.3 seconds. A brilliant stop for the Newman Haas organization, and Michael rolls back underway. So Michael Andretti comes in. There's no question about it now. After last year's experience of losing in the last mile, they're making it a 3-stop race as the crew's working at A.J. Foyt's car. The kart safety team is there, and we'll keep track of this situation as well. He just came right off the end of the very first corner. So A.J. Foyt off the course. They have yellows only standing in that area of the circuit. The safety crew is there, and Michael Andretti leads here at Road America. We'll be back with more right after this. Back at Road America, Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin, the Texaco Haviland 200. I'm Paul Page with Derek Daly, Gary Gerald, and Lynn St. James. And you're watching from Michael Andretti's camera, and as he works his way around the track, you will notice that there is a yellow flag at every corner station. That is because of A.J. Foyt's accident. The officials of CART have decided, because of this situation, they don't want to take any chances. They're still working at the car with A.J. That's the CART safety team. And they're going full course yellow so that they can get the field under control. Now, that'll take some time to bring this field up. And Michael Andretti, who hit the pits just before this full course yellow, has now lost. Look, to bring out the jaws of life. So they're working with a serious situation down there with A.J. Foyt. He apparently just skipped right over that gravel pit.
The great thing about the gravel traps is they do catch the cars unless you go straight into them. Then you can actually get right through the gravel trap, which is what we saw happen to Foyt. If the car gets anyway sideways, it immediately sucks in the wheels. But Foyt obviously hit that straight on and went out over the other end of it.
The good news was that we saw A.J. moving in the cockpit. In fact, saw his hand raised in the air at one point right after the impact. So we'll continue to monitor that situation. Our information will come directly from the CART safety team, and as soon as they're done with the situation, they'll relay to us and we'll relay to you. On board with Al Unser Jr. now with the pit stops. The pit stop of Michael Andretti coming where it did, it gave the advantage back to Al Unser Jr. and the new leader of the race now, Danny Sullivan, who got into the lead when Michael Andretti went into the pits. That would have been a fine tactic had not this full course yellow occurred. So Danny Sullivan now has the lead. Al Unser Jr. is in second place. Rick Mears is in third, and Michael Andretti's dropped back to fourth. So Al Unser Jr., as he comes to the pit lane, accelerates. His pit is all the way down at the far end. He negotiates through the chicane here. That's a new section for this track. Running through the old pits, and he rolls toward Gary Gerald. Gary?
Well, Paul, we understand part of the problem may be one of communication and a faulty radio. Rick Gallus swapped radios with one of the crew members to get word to Al. Here he is now. He went flying through the first time at literally full speed on pit road and didn't make the stop. Everybody was baffled. Now he gets the routine service, still on the jacks now as we watch, and they get the fresh rubber on. All that precious fuel. Now he's rolling. It's just about 14.5 seconds on our clocks after some confusion. Now we'll try to update as we get time the situation regarding communication and his radio.
Al Unser Jr. makes his second stop of the day during the first full course caution that they've had here since 1986 at Road America, and he's able to pull right back up behind the gathered up field rather quickly. Danny Sullivan is still at the front of this field running under the full course caution. Second, of course, is Al Unser Jr. Rick Mears is in third place. In fourth place is Michael Andretti, and Emerson Fittipaldi is lined up in fifth position. We'll be back.